You wake up, the room is quiet, but inside your head, the war has already begun. A faint voice whispers, "Just 5 more minutes." Another answers, "Get up." That's the first battle of the day, a small, invisible fight between two versions of you. The one that wants comfort and the one that wants growth. The result of that first decision sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people lose this war before it even starts. They surrender to the softness of the pillow, to the warmth of routine, to the false safety of comfort. And they spend the rest of their day and their life reacting, not commanding. Discipline begins the moment you decide not to surrender. Comfort feels harmless. It's soft, familiar, and deceptively peaceful. But comfort is a thief that steals slowly a small pleasure here, a skipped effort there, until you wake up wondering where your edge went. Discipline, on the other hand, feels harsh at first. It's cold water on your skin, early alarms, heavy lifts, difficult conversations. But discipline is freedom disguised as effort. The truth most people never face is this: you don't drift toward discipline, you drift toward decay. Only deliberate resistance keeps you alive. Each time you choose comfort, you strengthen the habit of retreat. Each time you choose discipline, you strengthen the habit of command. This war is not external, it's within your choices, repeated quietly over years. Motivation tells you to wait until you feel ready. Discipline teaches you to move even when you don't. Motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a decision. If you depend on motivation, your life becomes a roller coaster of moods. You'll chase bursts of inspiration, then collapse when they fade. But if you train discipline, you move regardless of how you feel. The greatest difference between the disciplined and the distracted isn't energy, it's reliability. Disciplined people have trained themselves to act without negotiation. Practical rule: decide the night before what tomorrow's priorities are. When morning comes, follow the list, not your mood. That single rule eliminates 80% of wasted time. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning when the spark dies. Every morning, your mind offers 1,000 escape routes. Sleep a little more. You can do it later. You deserve a break. But discipline is the art of rejecting your own excuses. You cannot silence that inner voice, but you can disobey it. And every time you do, it loses power. Train yourself to act before your feelings debate. 5 seconds of delay can kill a decision. When the alarm rings, move. When the idea strikes right. When the workout time arrives, start. Practical rule: count down from 5 at 1, act, no thought. No permission, just movement. That's how you reclaim control from the mind that wants comfort. Discipline creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Results create pride. Pride fuels more discipline. That's the loop, the cycle of growth that only begins when you push through resistance once. The hardest part is always the start, the first rep, the first page, the first cold morning. That's where comfort screams the loudest. Once you start, inertia flips sides. Movement becomes easier than rest. Action becomes its own reward. Practical rule: promise yourself only 5 minutes. Start the task with no pressure to finish. Most of the time, 5 minutes becomes an hour. The loop begins with tiny momentum, but it builds into unstoppable consistency. You can't fight comfort with chaos. You need structure systems that make the right choice automatic. A disciplined person doesn't wake up and decide what to do. They've already decided yesterday. Structure is the foundation of discipline. It eliminates willpower fatigue and keeps emotions from interfering. Practical steps: wake up at the same hour, even on weekends. Have fixed blocks for work, training, learning, and rest. Keep your environment minimal, only what supports your goals. Your system should carry you when motivation doesn't. When your day has order, discipline feels natural. You're not forcing yourself. You're following a rhythm you built. Comfort whispers, "You've earned this." It rewards you with temporary relief, but at a long-term cost. The couch, the endless scroll, the extra nap, none of these are evil. But repeated often enough, they become escape routes disguised as self-care. True peace doesn't come from comfort. It comes from control, the quiet satisfaction of knowing you did what you said you'd do. Practical reflection. Ask yourself at night, did I choose comfort or progress today? If the answer stings, that's good. Pain is data. Use it to correct course tomorrow. The comfort zone is not a place. It's a pattern break at once, and the world expands again. Comfort has a price it charges you in regret. You may not pay today, but the bill always arrives. Every skipped workout, every delayed goal, every distraction, small debts that accumulate quietly until your potential feels unreachable. Discipline demands effort now, but gives freedom later. Comfort gives pleasure now, but traps you later. Practical question. Which pain do you prefer, the pain of effort or the pain of regret? Because one strengthens you and the other breaks you. You always pay a price. Choose the one that makes you grow. Discipline begins in the body but lives in the mind. If your thoughts aren't disciplined, your actions won't last. Mental discipline means mastering the dialogue inside you, not silencing emotions, but commanding them. When anxiety hits, breathe. When distraction pulls, refocus. When self-doubt rises, respond with evidence. Remind yourself of every small victory you've earned. Practical methods. Meditate for 5 minutes daily. Observe thoughts without obeying them. Journal each night. What distracted me today? How did I respond? Replace complaints with actions, one movement for every negative thought. You train your mind the same way you train muscles, through repetition, pressure, and recovery. Pain is not punishment, it's payment. Every act of discipline costs something: energy, time, comfort, but the exchange always benefits you long term. The modern world sells comfort as success. Soft chairs, easy apps, instant gratification. But comfort is debt. Pain endured with purpose is investment. When you train, your muscles tear only to rebuild stronger. When you study, your brain resists only to expand capacity. When you push through discomfort, you're not suffering, you're purchasing progress. Practical mindset. When something feels hard, say, "This is the price of my next level." Suddenly, the pain feels like a transaction, not torture. Imagine discipline as currency. Every focused hour, every completed task, every sacrifice, a deposit in your future account. The more disciplined your actions, the richer your future options. The more comfortable your habits, the poorer your future choices. Freedom is expensive. It's paid in disciplined effort. Practical plan. Pick one area of life to invest in: fitness, finances, skill. Commit to 30 days of daily contribution. Track your deposits: time, reps, words, dollars. At the end, look at the compound growth. That's the power of consistency in numbers. Discipline is the only currency that never devalues. Habits automate discipline. They transform hard actions into effortless rituals. At first, you fight to remember. Later, you fight to forget. That's the goal, to make discipline your default. Practical steps. Start with one small anchor habit, e.g. 10 push-ups after brushing teeth. Pair new habits with existing ones, link them. Celebrate completion, not performance. Habits make discipline quiet. No resistance, no debate, just flow. The stronger your habits, the weaker comfort's voice becomes. You cannot out-discipline a destructive environment. Your surroundings either reinforce your standards or erode them. Practical design. Keep your workspace clean and minimal. Put friction on distractions, log out, uninstall, block, make progress, visible trackers, notes, journals. Your environment should make good choices easy and bad ones inconvenient. Discipline is not superhuman willpower, it's smart design. The disciplined don't fight harder, they build smarter systems. Emotions are powerful but unreliable allies. They surge, fade, contradict, and mislead. Discipline doesn't mean emotionless living, it means emotional regulation. When frustration comes, act calmly. When fear arrives, move anyway. When boredom hits, stay consistent. You can feel everything and still follow through. Practical reminder: action first, emotion later, because motion reshapes emotion. Move, and your mind catches up. The calm warrior feels fear, anger, and fatigue, but never lets them command. Every night, there's a quiet reckoning between you and the reflection. No applause, no audience, just truth. Did you keep the promises you made this morning? Did you show up when no one watched? Discipline isn't about how others see you. It's about the agreement you keep with yourself. Practical reflection. Write down one thing you did right today and one thing to correct tomorrow. That's progress. Honest, measurable, grounded. When you build a history of kept promises, you build self-respect, and self-respect fuels more discipline than any external validation ever could. Most people quit not from exhaustion, but from boredom. They crave novelty, not mastery. But mastery is repetition, doing the same thing until it becomes art. Discipline thrives in monotony. Practical challenge. Pick one skill. Commit to practicing it every day for 100 days. No changes, no shortcuts, no new tools, just consistency. Around day 30, it will feel dull. Around day 60, it will feel natural. Around day 100, it will feel like identity. Boredom isn't a signal to stop. It's proof you're transforming. Discipline stops being effort when it becomes identity. You don't try to be disciplined anymore, you are. It's no longer I should work out. It's I'm the kind of person who trains. No longer I have to study. It's I'm a learner by nature. Practical transformation. Rephrase your self-talk. Replace I have to with I am the person who. Act in alignment with that statement daily. Your brain craves consistency between belief and action. Once identity shifts, discipline becomes automatic. You no longer push yourself. You simply live as you. Resistance will never disappear. Each new goal resurrects it. The disciplined person doesn't wait for it to vanish, they expect it. Welcome it. Resistance means you're at the edge of growth. No resistance means you're not moving far enough. Practical approach. Track resistance. Write down when it appears, what triggers it, and what you did anyway. Turn it into data, not drama. Once you treat resistance as a signal instead of a threat, you turn fear into feedback. Rest is not surrender, it's strategy. Without deliberate rest, discipline becomes burnout. Without structure in rest, comfort turns into laziness. Practical rest. Sleep 7 to 8 hours consistently. Take one planned day off weekly. No guilt, no screen. Use rest to restore, not escape. When you earn rest, it refuels discipline. When you rest without earning it, it corrodes it. Balance doesn't mean equal time between work and play, it means full presence in both. Every disciplined life needs a mirror, not for vanity, but for awareness. Once a week, review your systems. What worked? What broke? What needs simplification? Discipline is not rigidity, it's continuous refinement. Practical practice. Sunday review. 15 minutes of reflection before a new week begins. No guilt, no shame, just data, adjustment, improvement. That's how you sustain discipline for decades, not days. At the end of your life, people won't remember how often you felt motivated. They'll remember what you built, who you became, and what your actions proved. Discipline is the quiet architect of legacy. Each morning you rise early. Each task you finish. Each temptation you resist. These are bricks in the structure of your future. Practical truth. You can't control the outcome of everything, but you can control whether you show up prepared for it. Legacy isn't built by bursts of greatness, it's built by years of showing up. The war between comfort and discipline never truly ends. It's renewed every sunrise, refought every moment you hesitate. But with time you change. You stop fighting against comfort. You fight for your higher self. Discipline is no longer punishment. It's protection. It protects your potential from decay. It guards your focus from noise. It shields your mind from chaos. Practical vow, repeat each morning. I will choose progress over comfort, even in silence, even when no one sees. That single sentence, live daily, redefines your character. There's no applause for the disciplined, no audience at 5 a.m., no trophies for saying no to distraction, but the reward comes in silence, in the mirror that finally reflects someone you respect. Discipline will not make you invincible, but it will make you dependable. It will not make life easy, but it will make you capable. Comfort offers pleasure. Discipline offers peace. Choose peace. Because at the end of every day, the war between comfort and discipline is decided by one thing: whether you kept your word when no one was watching. You wake up tomorrow and the alarm rings again. That same brief hesitation will return the moment between comfort and command. But this time, you'll recognize it. You'll remember this war. You'll breathe, rise, and move. Not because you feel like it, but because you've become the kind of person who does. No one will see it, no one will cheer, but deep down, you'll know the war was worth it. Because in choosing discipline, you chose yourself.